Let's look at how to create transitions that involve individual layers. I'm going to link this button to this screen and create a new transition. This works very similar to full screen transitions. You just grab and move layers inside of the screen, and they'll animate back to their original places. If you hold Shift and press space or click the toggle button, you can see the transition in slow motion. Also, you can reset layers. If you select a layer that you've modified, you can click Reset and it'll put it back to where it was. One thing you might want to try on a situation like this is animating these buttons out of the screen as this screen comes in over the top. If you want, you can select one screen and click this Hide Layer button so that you can see through to the screen behind. Now I can drag these off and I'll turn that screen back on. So maybe this can slide in and those can slide off. And I can make things look a little nicer by staggering these. And you can also set delays. So down here I might set a delay followed by a slightly longer delay and an even longer delay on this one. It's good to toggle your transition back and forth while you're designing it. You should also test it on device. Remember that with the Flinto Viewer app, you can test this as you're designing it on device. And you can kind of just have fun with this. Try putting things in different places. The cost of trying different things is really low. And of course, you can play with the easing down here. You can set classic easing where you can control the handles here to control the speed of the animation. Or you can use the spring, which is pretty fun, but you don't want to abuse it. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to save that and let's try it out in the preview. Looks nice. Now let's make a link that goes back. I'm going to draw a link here, link it back to this one, and I'm going to use that same transition. If you see this little gear menu here, you can choose reverse transition, and that will reverse the transition since this is going back in the other direction. Also, I want to make this a right swipe gesture. So now you can drag back from the edge to activate this transition with a gesture. Pretty cool. You might also want to add a button here so that you can tap the back button. Let me try one more variation. This time I'm going to sort the screens, so I'm going to drag this one below the other screen. I'll turn the opacity of this background layer down. And then I'm just going to drag these buttons out in different directions. So now when you click this button, they'll kind of all blast out in different directions and you'll see this screen behind. Maybe I can start that screen a little bit smaller so it zooms in. That's kind of cool. Let's give it a try. So this button has that new transition. Now the back gesture, I specifically set a transition on that. I could also turn this into a backlink. Now it will use whichever transition I set. The backlinks always reverse the transition that they use to come in.